Well, hello YouTube. Here we are with, well, that time of year again. Pretty much be prepared for a series of pumpkin videos. Well, in front of us here we have one of 4 pumpkins that's going to be part of the video series. Of course, this one here we are going to carve on camera. Of course, this time around I'm going to take a little bit different of an approach. Rather than actually carving eyes and such, mouths and noses into the pumpkin, I picked up one of these cheap dollar store, kits. Essentially, you know, you just kind of Mr. Potato Head it, jam it onto the old pumpkin, and then, well, away we go. So, of course, first things first is to, well, carve it on open, get on side, inside, scoop out its brains, and then away you go. So of course, what I like to do is try to angle the knife all the way around. If you go straight on, then of course the top or the lid will just fall on through. Now make sure if you're using a long knife, you don't go through the other side of the pumpkin. It's not a huge deal if you do, but it's mainly if your hand is there. It would suck to stab, yourself in the hand. You can get out a fancy measuring tool if you want and measure a real nice circle around the top of this pumpkin, but truth be told, in another 2 weeks or so, this pumpkin will be so soft that, well, the lid won't really matter, right? Okay, so what I like to do now, after you've made your first round, is to go back around it and see if you've missed any areas to connect them. And well, if that looks good, then pretty much just grab a hold and give her a good old tug. Pretty much like that. And well, you see inside the good seeds in there, as well as the hollow pumpkin itself. Now the whole purpose of this here exercise, for me anyway, is to harvest the pumpkin seeds. And well, I'm not really one for the whole Halloween thing, but I carve, I do this because it's a way for me to make extra videos and kind of share with you, things like that. So if you've got a really, really thick pumpkin with really, really thick walls, you can take your knife and trim that back out. It won't affect, the lid staying on. It just gives you a little more room to do what you need inside the pumpkin. And really, once you've got the top lid off, this trims back pretty decent, pretty soft. And of course, those chunks that you cut basically go, directly into the garbage. Now, some people use their hands, some people use a tablespoon. Again, I've been to the wonderful dollar store. Picked me up a nice serrated edge pumpkin, scraper. Pretty much you just go in there, scoop her on out. It's probably similar to a, grapefruit scraper, same type of serrated edge, just on a larger scale. Then what I do is I take the, pumpkin seeds, drop them into the container. And of course, picking out, the area that we cut to make the hole bigger. Going through it, looking for any good seeds in there. Sometimes, they're hiding in that. You just hunt them on down, throw them in the container. So pretty much, guys, I will fast forward through this here part. And then when we come back, the pumpkin will be completely cleaned out. And then, of course, we will put the face on the pumpkin. Well, pretty much, guys, there you go. She's, all carved. And, it didn't really yield that many seeds. That's why I do buy multiple pumpkins, because, if you don't, then, it's really not worth firing up the oven to, cook that little bit of seeds. You can buy that amount at the corner store that's already pre-cooked and, seasoned. Right now I'm just separating some of the pumpkin, guts, if you want to say, away from the seeds. After that's done, of course, I go and I run them underwater just to clean them a little more, And then after that, of course, comes the, well, the oven, the seasoning and all that good stuff. Okay guys, so after, of course, the pumpkin's all nice and cleaned out, carved, all that good stuff, clean up all your weapons of pumpkin destruction. Set them aside for now. You do have 3 other pumpkins, you know, you're going to want to carve. Of course, always check, you know, the lid and all that. If you were going to light this pumpkin up, I'd recommend carving some vent holes in the top just so it, you know, does light up and will burn without suffocating. Of course, pick the best side of the pumpkin. You know, there's always one side where it laid on the ground. There's always a better side, which is probably, you know, that side right there. Now, of course, I mentioned there earlier, if you're carving it in the so-called traditional sense, you know, you draw out the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. Some people get really creative with their pumpkins and actually will put like sports team logos, celebrity faces, really get intricate with their designs, but you know, I don't have the patience to do that. So of course, with your wonderful Mr. Potato Head pumpkin stuff, time to stick it on. So of course, we'll find our perfect you know, spot for the eyes. Now you may have to find yourself something sharp, you know, maybe the tip of a knife or so to puncture the skin of the pumpkin. It seems to be fairly tough, and being this is kind of dollar store, you know, it's a little bit on, well, the flimsy side. So we'll just poke it a bit, and then the, you know, it'll go on, right? And of course you have multiple choices for, like, you know, mouths and stuff, and you even got eyes here with like eyebrows, you know. And you can do like a silly pumpkin, which is probably what I'm gonna do. Stick it on in there, and basically, well, away you go. You can add other things. Looks like they got little, you know, ears up here, and well, you know, little horns and things like that. There's actually enough material in here. You can actually do 2 pumpkins, which you know, saves the guy a bit of money if you want. Of course, I did leave a bit of room at the bottom. You know, you can go down a bit more, but not 100% sure the direction I'm going with this here pumpkin, and I might want the space at the bottom for, well, a surprise. But that's pretty much how I carved pumpkin number 1 in the 2015 pumpkin destruction videos. Again, you know, watch out for part 2, where we will have all 4 pumpkins carved, and we will do another video in another direction of this here series. And as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's World. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.